I would like to encourage someone today. You're at a point in your life you think nothing is working for you. There is no way out for you. You are being bombarded with debt. You are being bombarded with lack. You're being bombarded with you know bills piling up, nothing to, nowhere to pay, no income to pay for it. You've got no job. You've got no business you're doing. You think you're just there. You're just worthless at your age. You're not able to achieve things. I would just like to encourage you today. There's nobody on this planet Earth that does not have one thing to their name. Even if it is just your skill, you have it to your name. If it's the connection you have, the group of people you have it to your name. So there is no one that does not have one thing or the other to them. Even if it's just the phone you are holding, that is something to your name. So use whatever you have to take yourself out of that situation. It's enough of self-pitying, enough of, well, I can't get this kind of money, so I'm not able to open this business. There are so many businesses these days that you don't need money to start them. So at this age, at this time, I don't think anyone should be laid back and say, I don't have anyone to help me, and that's why I'm not moving forward in life. No. I would like to encourage someone to use whatever you have in your hand. Like I said, is it your skill? Can you clean a house very well? That's a skill. Use it. There are so many people that started their businesses as cleaners and now they have their own enterprise. Clean for different organizations. So use whatever you have in your hand. The book of Mark chapter 8 verse 5 was talking about Jesus feeding a multitude of people. It's a generous, it's a popular story in the Bible. Jesus asked his disciples, what do you have there that I can give to feed these people? The disciples were like, how can you feed this multitude? Jesus said, what do you have available? And the disciples said they have, I think 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes. And that was what they had. Jesus didn't say, help me go to a place and buy. No, he used what was available. So look for what is around you that is available. Is it your skill, like I said? Is it the phone you have? Is it just the bucket and the mop you have in your room? Those are things that you can use. Is it a little business you think you have that you think it's not going to make it? That is what you have. It's also to your name. You don't need to beg anyone for it. It is your own already. So whatever it is that is to your name, what do you have in your hand? Jesus made do with what was available. And so when he got that which was available, he did what? He lifted it up to God. So whatever you have in your hand, is it a particular training that you've gone for before? Maybe you've gone for baking training, you've gone for hairdressing training before, or whatever it is that you know you have, search yourself, you know. You lift it up to God. Jesus lifted up that was available, the 5 loaves of bread and the 2 fishes, lifted it up to God and asking God to bless it. So also whatever you have in your hand, you've looked everywhere in your room, you've looked everywhere in your house, whatever you have available, you've looked at the ideas you've written down in time past, whatever you have available, lift it up to God and ask God to bless it. Ask God to bless it. Jesus lifted the 5 loaves of bread and the fishes and asked God to bless it. And after blessing it, he broke them. So also, after you've lifted up whatever it is you have, at this time, at this particular time in your life, whatever it is you have, you've looked around, this is to my name, and you think that thing can bring in money, that thing can give you a source of income, lift it up to God. You've lifted it up to God, let God bless it for you, and then you put in your effort. That is the breaking of the barrier. Put in your effort. Work on that thing. Work on that thing. Is it that skill? Work on the skill. Make it turn out into something great for you. Go to people that might need your services. Don't just sit down. Don't just sit down. Put effort in that thing that you have, and it will work because you've laid it into the hands of God. So, friend, do not give excuses. Do not sit back and say, oh, I'm not able to make it because I've got nobody to help me. I'm not able to make it because this and that, I'm expecting this and that and that. No. Use whatever you have in your hand. And I pray God will help you to succeed in whatever you've decided to do. In Jesus' name.